Hi, welcome everybody to another Commissioner's Corner. I'm Commissioner Middleton.
And I'm Commissioner Grove. And this week, our special guest is Dre, the owner of the newly minted Fighting Fanatics. Dre, welcome to the show.
Woo! I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy with my new team name. Let's do this.
We're happy to have you on. First, let's delve down into the initial subject that we always do.
Waiver wire.
Waiver wire pickups. This is whenever somebody trolls the waiver wire to find a player that's actually going to help their team and replace them with a player that's hurting their team. This week's two waiver wire best pickups belongs to Stephen Hill, who Candace picked up.
Candace!
Wide receiver of the New York Jets that's fastly becoming a favorite target of rookie quarterback Geno Smith. And the next one is Ryan Broyles, a Detroit wide receiver who replaces the injured Nate Burleson, who broke his arm. So,
Owie, bro! Owie, bro!
Bro, that needs more than a Band-Aid. So, Detroit and their wide open spread attack offense, they need somebody that's going to stretch the field, play in the slot. Ryan Broyles is going to step up to do that. I expect good numbers from him going into the season now. So, hopefully that waiver wire pickup works for me.
Last week's wrap-up.
Yeah, last week we had a lot of really good games. One of the closest games being my wife, Crystal, Victoria's Secret,
and Dre.
Playing Dre, who was LA Raging Cajuns last week before he changed his name.
With this week's shoulda, coulda, woulda. Who do you have? What would you have done to better yourself off? Dre.
Well, Dwayne Bowe severely hurt me with the 0.4 points. I think I could have played some guy named Antonio Brown. Steelers had a phenomenal week.
Phenomenal.
30, 31 points. Easily would have given me the win.
Yeah, I don't even think Crystal had anybody on her bench that could have matched that production if he would have inserted Antonio Brown in.
Absolutely.
Next match.
He may go all the way.
Yeah.
Interesting, man.
That was our game of the week last week. And maybe we should have picked something else because that game of the week, you versus your brother, was a blowout. You won the Toyota Tundra, biggest blowout of the week. Jeremy has another medal on his Yahoo profile because he beat his brother by 42.8 points.
The only reason that this happened was I had somebody on my bench that made like 20-something plus points. Duh. And then I got VD'd.
Well,
my tight end, I did not put in.
Yeah, well, that might be something you need to tell your wife about before you bet her down next time. But you still were able to eke out a victory, and by eke, I say that facetiously because you spanked that ass so hard, your parents will be proud.
Spanked so hard. With 25 points coming from Chicago, and then, of course, Manning. Manning did me very, very well.
All right. That's more than a humble brag.
Humba.
Let's move on. The one of the closest games, and really the closest game, was between your mom and Hal. Your mom being me, Hal being Friar Tuck Rule. It really came down to the last game, the Monday Night Football game between Denver and Oakland. Wes Welker needed to put up more points than he did. Same thing with Matt Prater, the kicker. Fortunately for me, they came 3.7 points short of getting the victory. I sweated that game out so bad.
One of those Monday night nail biters. It's always interesting. Monday night will make or break somebody.
If you actually look at my fingers, I don't have any nails left.
Yeah, I hear you. We have more cowbells against Show Me Your TDs.
Exactly. Apparently this week, Candace decided to be modest. No TDs were showed. Kevin, out to a surprising 2-1 record.
Absolutely. With the thought of Victor Cruz, everybody was giving him a bunch of BS about the Victor Cruz drop and picking up New Orleans defense and all these things. They've actually done well in his favor for at least this week, with Victor Cruz putting up like 2.7 points, and then New Orleans putting up 12 points. So.
Well, let's not crown him yet. I mean,
No, but you got to give him a round of applause. I don't know where he's been looking, what he's been doing.
I don't know where he's been looking, but I don't think it's anywhere in the smart buy bin because
something's working.
Kenny Stills has not put up any points this past week, and he drafted New Orleans defense, which is a defense he could have got off the waiver wire. Dre, you with me on this one?
Yes, I am. Kenny Stills is third, fourth option for Breeze
at best.
Right.
But it's working. I'm just saying, it's working.
Something is working.
His projected points were like 40-something points.
I would say what's working for Kevin right now is Adrian Peterson, but I digress. Kevin, you're doing well. I'm surprised. Let's see if you keep it up.
Blouses versus TDs?
Blouses versus the Triple T.
Yeah,
Tiny's terrific team. That was another beatdown. Holly's team is just steamrolling along. 2-1 record right now.
With a surprising victory, because most of her team didn't do as well as projected.
Well, that may be the case, but the Triple T, and that tank has not even left the field yet, because
no, not at all.
Off to a surprising 2-1 record, but Britt.
Good job on your kicker, Holly, with
Britt
stepping up. Sometimes it's great to see.
Sometimes it all relies on the leg. But from last week's carnage to this week's...
I near fall.
To this week's playing field, we now only have one super winner. And still two...
undefeated to this damn day!
Well... defeated to this damn day. We have two super losers.
Oh, losers.
One of the super losers would be our special guest. Drake, how do you feel not having won a game so far, and about your matchup this week against Hal's 1-2 Friar Tuck Rule?
I am not at all happy. Obviously, my 0-3 starter, but Doug Martin and Kaepernick, for me, are just not doing what I thought they would do, and my team just isn't as good as I thought they were.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't see me beating Hal this week. I think Hal's going to take it.
Well, that's a very modest way to think. Hal and Andre being two of the three players that are towards the bottom of the standings, and with this week's standings update, here's Jeremy.
This week's standings, we have in first place, as always, we have Dave.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't lost.
Yeah, well, he's the one with the newest baby. So, of course, everybody has to applaud him and take it easy on him.
Congratulations with your baby.
A golf clap on the two white chromosomes, Dave.
X, Y, Z. Zipper. Then it's Jeremy.
That would be you, yes.
Yes, this guy.
Referring to yourself in third person now.
Yes, 2 thumbs, and is in second place, this guy. And then there's Holly, followed by you.
Yep.
Crystal, Kevin, Britt.
Mm-hmm.
Hal, Candace, Aaron. And then Dre. You're not at the very bottom, Dre, because we do have Simone sitting with the groceries.
You are on top of Simone right now. Please don't let your wife be jealous.
I'm sure she is.
So, heading into this week, we have some really good matchups.
Well, you didn't say nothing about the super winner.
I sure did. This week, we have some very interesting matchups. Dre, what would you say would be the game of the week and why?
My game of the week is going to be the Blouses by Holly against yourself, your mom team. I think this is going to be a great game. Both projected for some nice high scores. Blouses is already off to a great start with Frank Gore on Thursday night. Did awesome. I'm thrilled about that. I have him in both my other leagues, so I'm off to a great start there. But she's got Arian Foster against a very tough defense. While you, Mr. Jordan, you've got Matt Ryan. I think that he's going to be a key to your entire game. Hopefully he can come out for you on Sunday night prime time and spark you to a victory. You've got Colston, Sproles, Breeze spreads the ball around so much. Those are always those middle tier iffy picks. But you got Jimmy Graham, and I'm going with you, Jordan.
Good pick.
Much appreciated. And real quick, just a brief aside, what Dre, what would you say has been your thoughts on Giovanni Bernard so far?
I think he's playing great.
Thank you. All right, so
He may go all the way against more cowbells. What do you have going?
Let's see. He may go all the way with Jeremy 2-1 this week. He's got a large projected margin of victory against the more cowbells. Jeremy, you got Peyton, Megatron. I mean, enough said almost. Kevin's got AP, and that's pretty much most of his team. But I noticed Kevin is starting the Saints defense. Is this the late 80s, early 90s? Defense is starting.
Dude,
Gonna go back in time.
Dude, that Saints defense has been regulating
Regulators.
and I expect them to mount up in the dome Monday night against Miami's offense.
For sure.
Next game we have Victoria's Secret, owned by Crystal, my wife,
And Finu.
against Finu and Dave with his newly born double Y chromosome. So,
Golf clap.
what do you say about this game?
Hey, we got a 2-1 matchup against the 3-0 undefeated now. I think Crystal has a great chance for an upset here. This is a very close projection on this one. Right now, she's got Flacco in with Cam on the bye. CJ Spiller, running back, though, he's always iffy every season, every week. You never know which week he's going to go off. She's got Darrell Richardson, who already played, is off to a terrible start with only 2.4 points. I think Decker and Gates for her has to carry this team. It's going to be very close. Finu has a great team, but Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Nelson are on a bye, but he's got LaShawn McCoy, who's a stud against Denver's defense.
Absolutely.
Seattle's defense is always great. I'm going with Crystal in the upset.
Woo!
She would definitely want to kiss you on the cheek, which I would approve of.
Oh! Woo-hoo! Most interesting man against the grocery. How do you see this faring out there, Dre?
Well, most interesting man, last week's special guest has Breeze, Monday Night Football. Breeze loves Monday night. He even stated that this week, how much he loves Monday night. But Hakeem Nicks is, I don't know what's going on with him and the Giants and the whole team. I think that was the Jets that showed up on that plane ride. I think it was the wrong team there or something.
Something happened.
Something. But he's got Anquan Bolden, who's already had a great game on Thursday night. Aaron's got one major problem with his team, though. He only has 3 running backs on his entire team, one of whom's on a bye and one is out for this week. He needs some immediate help.
Owie!
Yeah, so whoever watches this, if you have a plethora of running backs, hit up Aaron in a trade. You might get something out of it. The last game of the week here, you got Show Me Your TDs against Connie's terrific team. Dre, do you think you will see some TDs?
I'm thinking we'll see some TDs, Candace. Romo for her. He has the best QBR rating in the NFL so far this season. Did anyone know that?
That's amazing. Who would have thought that?
Peyton.
Who would have thought that?
Far. Brandon Marshall is playing against a bad defense. I think he's going to go off. Trent Richardson is starting this week. He's going to get a ton of touches, tons of points there. Britt's team got Tom Brady, who's been mediocre at best so far this season.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got Brady in both my other leagues. I benched him last week. I actually regretted it, but great running backs with McFadden and Marshawn Lynch, but that's it on Britt's team. I'm going with Kansas.
Good deal. Good deal. Thank you very much for being a part of our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Any last thoughts? Any last sayings, some soothsaying that you would like to lay on us?
Would you like to do some tiptoe through the tulips?
No, but I would like to invite everyone. If you go onto the league homepage, I believe you have to do it from the website, not the app. Under the league pull-down menu, all the way at the bottom, there's a league pick'em where you can predict every week who you think will win each game. And I believe Holly and I are the only ones playing so far. But everybody else join in. We don't have that many points. We can easily be caught. Let's do it.
Yeah, so please, I encourage everybody to do that. I encourage everybody, including Jeremy, to participate in the smack talking on the message board.
Hey, I smack talk to myself. The
Yeah.
message board. I love seeing.
I love seeing it, and I would love it even more if the other commissioner would partake in the smack talking.
You might hear from me. You might not.
No,
I can't make that a promise.
Quiet shit talker. I see
That's
how
right.
it goes. All right.
But I can say this. I do thank y'all for being a part of the message board, being part of the fantasy football,
Definitely.
watching our videos. I want to thank Dre. He's been a hell of a
Yeah, he's been a great guest.
wonderful.
I encourage anybody, if you would like to partake, be a guest, please let us know. We will try to accept your request. We'd love to have you on the show. For your matchups coming up this week, good luck, Godspeed. May the football gods be with you. Jeremy, cheers.
Monday Night Fighters, always. One day.
Don't be.